So right now, I was just pressed record and I just caught Bobbi Jo in a wee bit of thinking. So we were just sitting here talking, and I thought, yeah, let's just press the button right now. So this is Sheena Cantor and Bobbi Jo. As Bobbi Jo likes to say, two friends, two colleagues, just talking away and chatting. And normally Bobbi Jo introduces, and I just thought I'm going to introduce today. So today's topic, freedom. What
Mm.
is freedom to you? We always ask it, aren't they, Bobbi Jo? People say, I want financial freedom. Yeah, but what does that look like? What does that mean? You
Mm.
know? And people think that, money's going to set them free, but actually it's not. It may make the journey a little bit more comfortable, but it doesn't actually set you free. And what I realize is that true prosperity and peace and prosperity is when you have nothing and you have no expectations and you don't care about a thing, yet everything's happening anyway. I really thought that you had to have money to be privileged. And actually, to have nothing is the greatest privilege because then you can see yourself. I couldn't see myself. And most people, we don't see ourselves. I'll talk about this a little bit and then I'll pass on to Bobbi Jo. But Bobbi Jo was talking about somebody who, oh, you get this and then you move on to this and then you get move on to that. And I said, it's not the moving on, it's just that you're afraid to sit with yourself. When was the last time you just sat with yourself and sat with yourself, not reading a book, not trying to meditate, not trying to get anything, not trying to visualize, but to sit and have a conversation with yourself, me, myself, and I. It's actually probably one of the best conversations you'll ever have.
If you can get sort through the stories and the bullshit and the ego of yourself. Sorry, you're talking to mindset coaches here. I've been studying my awareness of what I've been thinking for 5 full years. So you're not going to get an easy one out of me here. You don't get no freebies, and people do. And you've heard me say it, working with people even for a year. That's the unconditioning of the paradigms that people put on. But true prosperity, Sheena had said, is free from all the stuff. And it's true because look at the yogis, look at the monks, those that are sitting underneath a tree with just a little thing around their waist or just wearing robes. Aren't they the most free and peaceful people? They've sorted through the bullshit of the story from what we see and what we hear on the outside. And you watch everyone in any city. Just take Atlanta and Paris. They're all rat racing around. And I'm not judging them, but so many people just reacting, running around like little ants. Gotta go here, gotta go there. And I'm guilty of this too. Oh, I gotta go to the laundromat. I gotta do, not laundromat, I gotta go to the dry cleaners. I gotta do this. I gotta fill up the car. We're very reactive. But what is that freedom is that peace of mind of knowing everything is gonna be okay regardless of all of that and going within. So most of I used to be a whitewater rafting guide, and I loved that. It was the simplicity of living out of my truck with my dog and going state to state. And I was just saying to Sheena, you look at a lot of people like that, and it's two sides there. Like a lot of millionaires used to come rafting with me on my class 5 rivers, and they'd always be like, "You have the life." They were strapped to, a $300,000, car, houseboat payment, and they had two couple houses and the cars and the kids going to private schools, and it's like you set the bar so high and there you go. When you're that level of wealthy, you think of the yard and it's like, yeah, all the time you have to cut 5 8 hours to cut your yard. Are you paying people? So what is that freedom in the money? So a lot of times people get hooked up, and isn't it no doubt that everyone who ever wins the lottery, most of them end up losing it anyways. They don't know how to spend it. So you really got to ask yourself, what is freedom to you? Freedom is a peace of mind. And that's why people want money, because they think the money is going to give them more vacations, more that. But all money does really, in a way, is make you afford the Gucci or the Louis Vuitton or the Mercedes Benz. And it's just the more material things. That's not real peace. I always want more money, I feel like, because then I want to serve others. Why are there so many
It's,
homeless
I mean, people
people?
can have those things. What I
Yes.
see is that, like it's the attachment to them that you think you
Yes.
are the Gucci belt,
Yes.
you think you are the house, you think you are the car. And we've all seen people like that, and it isn't that's just where their consciousness is at the time. But there's like this thing is just going, it's a car and it's beautiful and it gets me around. I mean, I used to have new cars every 2 years, a new car, a new car, a new car. And I'd have it a week and it was no longer a new car. It was a car that was taking me to work. I mean, the actual thrill of it lasted about 5 minutes, to be honest. And then once I'd driven around in it, it was a car. And but there's something inside you that never goes away. never, 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 never goes away. And it's about putting things in perspective
Mm.
and clearing yourself of all the clutters. Help me see myself and help me see that competition sometimes that we live in, because, oh, look, I've got the house. Oh, look, I've got the car. And then when you have nothing, it's just, oh, look, I've got myself, which was the most precious gift of all. I didn't even see that.
Hmm.
So that was just what I wanted to share today, was just that you are the most precious gift of all. You, yourself, and you, with nothing else added on, not even a jumper, naked. Take me dancing naked in the rain.
I love you. And so back to that whitewater rafting real quick is that the other part I wanted to get to is that you're just running rivers every day. It was the simplicity of life. You weren't there kind of comparing with anybody because we all lived in tents or campers or we all rented a house together. And so you just lived life. You enjoyed your coffee. You enjoyed running in the river every day in God's country. It was just beautiful. And there was no competition sitting by a fire at night playing music or hacky sack or cornhole or whatever. It's just the simplicity of life, and it was living fully in each moment. It was like you were our own Buddhas, our own monks. And I really love that. I love that seasonal job thing because most people are, they might be living in the moment. If you're working in the ski resort or if you're working in the rafting, you might be like, because you're tired of it at the end of summer. You're like, I can't wait for the ski resort to open, But by the end of that, I remember people would say, which do you like better, being a ski instructor or a whitewater rafting guide? And I remember friends would always say, well, it depends when you ask me. If you ask me at the end of each season, I'll say it's the next one. And you do get burnt out. It is real life, but it was really the simplicity of it. And there was no, weren't looking to keep up with the Joneses or new rugs or new curtains or new appliances. And not like Sheena said, none of that is bad. But you just have to have perspective on that. Why do you want the things that you want? And I've known many of people when I've done Christmas lights at their house. That was always part because I do rafting. They have this beautiful house and they have these beautiful cars, but inside they had no furniture. Nothing to sit on because they just wanted to look good on the outside. So that's the thing. Where's your freedom? Is it on the outside or is it on the inside? Because I think freedom is an inside job. So that's all I got for you. Get clarity, write it down. What do you really want? What's that freedom mean to you? And that's the thing. People, we don't take time because we're so, oh, I got to answer the phone. I got to do that. Oh, I'll do that later. Sit with yourself. Know you. That's all I got for you today. Have an
With
awesome,
yourself.
awesome day.
Know thyself. One of the greatest things you can do. Know thyself. Cheerio now. Remember to subscribe. See you later.